What's up, Pisces? This is going to be your love reading for September 2022. A little late getting yours out because I had a lot of other stuff to do, but still definitely going to, apply to whoever, actually tunes in. So it's going to be for Sun, Moon, and Rising, as well as Venus, because it is a love reading and Venus is the planet of love. So make sure you check your other placements and all that other stuff that every other tarot reader says, because it actually does. You're going to get more out of it if you check your other placements, especially your rising sign, because a lot of times people resonate with that more. If you're more of if you're more of a feminine energy, which Pisces are, but depending on your personality, you might want to check your moon sign. So I'm going to shuffle and then I'll get it underway. So allow me to be a clear channel for Pisces. Please take all self-centeredness and ego out of the way so that I can channel energy for the collective sign of Pisces. We're going to call this reading, how do they feel about you? I'm going to start with couples first, then singles last, and I will timestamp it or put chapters in it rather. I'm going to call it, how do they feel about you? But I'm also going to ask other questions in between that. That's just what I'm going to title the reading, because that'll be the first question asked. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe the video if it resonates. I usually do the weeklies, but not one Pisces like that at all. So please support me, and I shall support you. I don't have no no song or anything like that. I don't sing. I don't sit there and tell a bunch of jokes. I usually just get to the point, because a lot of people want to rush anyway. I know a lot of people talk about entertainment, and yeah, entertainment's important, but this is more about letting you know what you need to know, as opposed to just sitting there and laughing. And sometimes you miss out on the actual things that you need to hear because other people waste a lot of your time during tarot readings. It's all about keeping, they do that. I don't think a lot of people realize that that's how they keep you tuned in, so that they can get off. They can basically get paid off ad revenue. So, and yeah, I do throw. I've got a sense of humor and all that, but like tonight, I'm just straight up for the read. It's not. I'm not sitting there trying to do anything special. But I guarantee you this: if you do stay long enough to listen and watch, you'll get something out of the reading. Alright, so in regards to couples, Pisces, how do they feel about you currently? How does Pisces' significant other feel about them currently? The two cards pop out. Opportunity beckons and shines. So right now, and this does not have to be a romantic love read. It can be love in general. It's a general love read. So that's why everybody says it's not going to resonate with every Pisces. So right now that they feel that many opportunities await you, that you are just like a walking opportunity, that things like fall into your lap, or that you have a large enough skill set that you're able to basically shine anywhere that you go. And this is for probably a very specific set of Pisces, and not for all. Not that you all don't shine, it's just it depends how you take it and how it resonates with each and every one of you. And also to be a cross-watcher read too as well. So they could be seeing you like that, or they are aware, or they know right now that there's many opportunities coming your way, and they can see that you will shine through them, or that they see that because you shine, there will be a lot of opportunities coming to you. Now, this is just how they feel right now. They could just feel by your personality and who you are and what they know about you that all of this is possible. They could have some type of intuitive hunch. It really depends on how you want to take it. They could also feel at this time that that the relationship has lost its luster, and that they, you yourself or them, they might see you as bored, or you might see them as bored, and not having enough time for the relationship, or they might feel that you're not investing enough energy into the relationship. So it's basically telling you at this time, Pisces, that you need to understand that opportunity is beckoning. It's there. There's opportunities to expand these relationships, make them better, depending if it's romantic or not, just any type of love. There could be people around you, but if you don't invest your energy and put effort into it, some of you are lazy that way. You don't. I've known a couple now. When I say that, it's not disrespect to all Pisces, but I've known a couple that just get in their moods and they just feel like that they don't want to invest into it, and then they miss out, end up taking that person for granted. So if this is something that you're doing, you need to, this card is there to remind you that you need to invest it, or you're going to invest in it, or you're going to lose it. So just like with anything else, just like with anything in life, you have to put energy into it. That's what a creation is about. The moment that you pull your energy back, that is the moment that everything that you've invested into, whether it be a relationship, a job, or whatever else, starts to die, starts to crumble. And then all of a sudden, you've been sleeping on those opportunities, and all of a sudden you don't know what happened. Well, that's the reason. It's because you've stopped putting stuff into it. Our life force, we're created from, life force. So we are a part of creation. So the moment that you pull your own creative energy out of something, stop investing, it dies. That's simple. And in this case, if it's a romantic relationship or any other relationship or any other project or whatever, how you identify with this reading, then it's kind of letting you know that you need to step up to the plate, you need to do something. So now for some of you, when it comes to the opportunity beckons card, it could be also saying that everything that I just said beforehand can apply to if you have been struggling too long to try to make the relationship work. Sometimes things are only supposed to run a course, or a certain course, or they're only supposed to have so much in order to create something else. An example: two people meet in high school and they have a child. That's a karmic relationship normally. So what happens is they get together, they have all this passion and love and life, and just see the world ahead of them. And then once the child is born or whatever else, in a couple of years after that, if not before, the relationship starts to lose its luster, and then you spend many, many years trying to fix that, or one of you does, and it goes nowhere. That's because the contract is basically complete, and the only thing you have left is to, basically do your part individually for that child. In some cases not. In some cases, just one parent ends up taking over the reins, or it gives another contract for another, step parent or something like that to come in and assist with the situation. Now with the Shine card, for some of you, that's basically saying that you have this new positive energy around you at this time to pick these relationships up that have crumbled or that have weakened, or the foundation is not as strong as it was. So that's basically what it's telling you. It's saying use that energy, use your life force, use the energy that you use to create other things that that you're passionate about, and kind of use that and give these relationships some of that energy as well. That way you can save them if you want to. Sometimes people just think there's no hope left, or nothing's going to work and you can't do anything about it, and you don't even realize that it can still be salvaged. It can be actually better than new, because you go through that period where you realize that it is worth investing or taking care of it, or putting something else back into it and rebuilding it, and then you have a whole another new relationship, or an existing one that has just improved a great deal. So, all right. So, what else does Pisces need to know about love for September 2022? What else does Pisces need to know in regards to love for September 2022? Embrace. So this is saying, with this card, is basically saying that you need to embrace the energy. And look at the colors too. When you look at these cards, look at the colors and what do they say to you? You have purple, which is like the crown chakra. That's the brain. That's thinking. You have red, kind of which is root. You have yellow, which is like your solar plexus. You have um, a lot of blues in there, and then you have like it being rooted into the ground. So it's saying if you're wanting to bring more stability into these relationships, you need to be stable yourself. And sometimes it can be hard for you to do that. And this card can be saying that the person you're with or the people around you can help keep you stable, Pisces, because you're a water sign. So you might be looking for this, but it's also saying that it all starts within you. You need to ground and stabilize your own self and learn how to do that before expecting someone else to do that for you sometimes, if that makes sense. And it also reminds you to embrace who you are, embrace everything you are, embrace what this relationship has taught you, what these relationships have taught you, or vice versa, and see the potential in it. I mean, look at it. I mean, the card is basically, it's showing you, you at the pinnacle of all of it, the pinnacle of creation. You're the God, you're your own God of your own creation, creator God. So, co-creators. So, if you utilize all your energy, your chakras, your energy centers, and put that into, saving relationships or saving whatever it is that is dwindling or dying or, stuff that you've already invested in, it's basically saying it can be salvaged. But you need to first embrace who you are and understand yourself and build yourself up and, see yourself as this, because you've already created so much. So why let it die, Let's see, 1-9. And really, if you look at it here, you have, look at the numerology on these cards too. You have 12, which is, 2 and 1, that equals 3, and then you got 1 and 9, that equals, 9. So it's 10, you break it down to 1. So 1, 2, and then 4. So 142 could be a number that you're seeing. You might see it in a different order. Just look up these numbers in numerology and see what they're telling you. 4 means stability. So it could be, let's see, 1 and 2 could basically be you. Like you could say adding 1 and 2 together, like you and the other person, that makes 2. But then 2 plus 1 by itself is not a solitary number. You think sometimes 1 is, but it's not. 1 is actually the power of 2. So when you have 2, that's the power of 4. So it could be saying that, if you shine, if you let your energy shine, and then you embrace everything that you are, and you put that outward, outside of your own self, you will reach stability by, and by reaching stability, this brings about opportunities for you, for your relationships, or just your general everyday life. But mainly this is a love read, so it can just be love for yourself as well. Just you got to find what it is in this reading or in these readings that means something to you. So many other readers there's so many different ways to read cards, and so many other readers talk about the same things over and over again. It's always this person's coming back, or it's the same stuff. And while that is entertaining, some of the stories just keep going, and they'll go for 2 and 3 years. And like, how long are you going to be willing to wait on somebody to come back? Or you have to live your life, or how long are you going to twiddle your thumbs and wait to reach out to somebody and then get discouraged because it doesn't happen. It's all about the energy that you put into things, So I try to read differently. I try to switch it up because this is more about advice and what you need to do and what you need to know in regards to love. It ain't always about another person. A lot of readers will make it about another person, but that person is nothing but a mirror or a reflection to you, of you. And that's what our relationships are, basically just another mirror. They're a mirror of, even if you can't see very much in the relationship, there's no way that relationship would have come together if there was not some type of similarities or mirroring going on. And some readers will say, oh, they're mirroring you. Every relationship is a mirror, whether you can see it or not. They reflect parts of yourself, even the most toxic, sometimes the most toxic or the ugliest parts of yourself that you're not even aware of. And then years later, you still may not be, until somebody points it out and shows that, hey, wait a second, I did that, Sometimes it takes, someone else's eyes to actually shed light on the situation. So what is the possible probable outcome if Pisces, takes this advice, embraces this situation? give me a possible probable outcome for this love reading for September 2022 for Pisces. Okay, so detached card. So I could read this one of several ways, but I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios. So it could be saying do all this and then detach. Or it could be saying that you yourself are detached and that is why this stuff is not happening. But the detached card is more about, if you see the lady in the card, the symbolism speaks many, words. They always say that, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So ask yourself what you see in this picture. Now, when you detach in regards to a reading, you are letting go. You're letting go and letting God or letting the universe, however you want to phrase it. So you see the woman, she's setting the dove free. Now you might be feeling like you want to do this now. You might be tired and don't want to do it. You just want to detach and whatever. And that's, if that's what you want to do. Some of you are trying to figure out, how you can save the relationship. And sometimes you just got to put so much into it, and then you have to detach and let that person be who they are. And then, they say if they come back to you, then there really is love there, or they're supposed to be with you. But depending on who you ask, some people come back just to get an ego boost, But that's what it's saying. Manifest, invest your energy, do all this, detach, or this is what you're doing now, or this is what the person is feeling like you're doing, or if you want to see it as a possible probable outcome, it could be saying that this is what you're going to do. You don't want to put anything else into it, or you're going to sit back and put so much into it and then detach and see what happens. So that's pretty much what I have for you couples. Hopefully that was, if you stay long enough and more than like a minute or two, you actually might get something out of this reading. But please like, share, and subscribe, support my channel. I'm working hard to support you and give you information and advice, and I do appreciate it. I will make it on YouTube regardless if you like it or not. If each and every one of you don't like it, it's fine with me. I will definitely get my channel. I've already built it up to 300 subscribers, so it's going strong. It's still going to go, and I know as long as I invest energy into it, it's going to keep going. So if you do like it, like the readings, whatever, I appreciate your support. And I'm going to go to singles now. For you couples, thanks for watching. If this is where, you leave the reading. So hope you have a great rest of your month, and, good luck with this situation. Alright, Pisces singles. Allow me to be a clear channel for Pisces singles collective. So what do Pisces singles need to know in regards to love for September 2022? What do Pisces singles need to know in regards to love for September 2022? What do Pisces singles need to know for love in regards to love for September 2022? Let me shuffle those. What do Pisces singles need to know for love for September 2022? What do Pisces singles need to know? Okay. Simply love and confront. Now, when it comes to simply love, that could just be, depending on how you want it, that could just be saying simply love. You need to use the love that you have within you and start showing love to yourself as well as love to others. But what it's saying here is the confront card. There might be an aspect of yourself that is holding that back. You need to confront a part of yourself. Now this person in this card, if you look at what they're doing, that's their, basically their shadow self in the card. So when you're standing right there, it's saying that you need to confront those aspects of you that keep you from loving or receiving love. Now this is basically what this is manifesting into a creative block. And I don't mean a creative block like, an artistic thing. I'm saying a creative block in regards to love. Your heart chakra is closed off, or there's fear, or there's certain things about yourself that is basically pushing people away, and it's your shadow self. It's called shadow work. You need to work on yourself and figure out what's going on with that situation. The confront card is also telling you that you need to have courage when it comes to facing these challenges. These things might have laid dormant, in your subconscious mind. You may have not really known that they're there, but now you feel like something is coming to the surface. Now, this could be because we're in retrograde. Mercury retrograde. We actually are, some readers that I've heard say we're in 2 different retrogrades. We're actually going through like 4 or 5 right now, or we're about to. So I think there's maybe 2 in October. Without looking it up, which I'm not going to do right now, because this is more tarot reading than it is astrology. Just know that we're experiencing more than 2 retrogrades at this time. So Mercury and Saturn is still in retrograde, I think, and Pluto is still in retrograde. Neptune, which is your ruling planet, Pisces, is in retrograde. So, with all this going on, these things are coming out of your subconscious mind. These are your old thoughts, beliefs about love and illusions and delusions and all kinds of other things that you may not even be relevant or that you need to let go and detach from. So that's basically what that's saying. So you need to confront them in order to just simply love people. You need to forget about all that. Once you heal it and clear it, and for some of you, I don't know how you feel about hypnosis. You can do shadow work for a long time. Sometimes hypnosis is a quicker way. You can go and just get that your hard drive wiped, which is like your subconscious, and just get that changed. And there, anything in there that you don't really want to deal with, if you go to an actual professional, someone that knows what they're doing, you can go down to some of the deepest levels, on a soul level, to figure out where these issues come from, and then erase them like they didn't even exist. So, but I will tell you this: if it is a lesson that you're supposed to learn in this life, you may not even be able to erase it. So, if you do decide to, talk to a hypnosis or a practitioner in that way, make sure that you do your research and know that you're going to get exactly what you need to do. And if you're interested like in just energy work or anything like that, I have an Etsy site. All that information is in the description box, where I do distant energetic sessions, Reiki, DNA activations, implant removal, basically anything that keeps you from moving beyond the shadow self. Okay, what else does Pisces singles need to know in regards to love for September 2022? What else does Pisces singles need to know in regards to love for September 2022? Win or lose and love abounds. So some of you with the win or lose card, that's like the 5 of Swords. So some of you are the type that are all about winning and losing. And what you don't realize is anytime that you're winning, someone else loses. So when it comes to relationships or people in your life, if you're the type that sits back with your arms crossed and think that you won that battle, you're actually losing the war, because especially in regards to if somebody's walking away from you. A lot of times, you'll say whatever and you act like you don't care, and then you end up losing later on in life because you didn't give a certain person a chance, or you end up regretting for taking people for granted, things like that. But it's also saying too that you need to stop playing that game, go beyond the competition and the win-lose, the win-lose game, because like I said, eventually you're going to lose too. And so if you play that game, it's just how it's basically the same thing as saying, if you live by the sword, you die by it. It's the same way. If you cut somebody with that sword, eventually you're going to be wielding the sword and you're going to cut yourself. It's a double-edged sword. So be careful with that in regards to matters of the heart, because you might actually end up with some swords in your heart trying to pull them out, or swords in your back. Now, when the card Love Abounds comes out, it's basically saying if you stop playing this game, if you stop doing this to other people, or if they stop doing it with you, or you start stop the petty arguments and all that, then love will abound. Then all this stuff will it will heal. Your karma will fix itself. Everything that is basically that's causing a rift in your relationships, it's causing problems in relationships, but you got to first do the work yourself. And with the win-loser card, that can also be saying there's way too much ego in there, and that there's everything that brought the relationship together or brought love together at one time. If you was in a relationship, for your singles, or if you're single right now, it could have been partially your fault, because when you have the desire to win in a relationship, and that's with arguments or anything else, that's the ego. That's the ego is what separates you from your partner, from God, from the universe, everything else, from all of creation. And so if you end up being the victor or the one that's always winning, then like I said, you end up losing because the relationship ends up crumbling. And so you need to, sometimes you need to pick and choose your battles, because the relationship itself could actually be worth a whole lot more than just winning an argument. So sometimes, you just need to hold your tongue. And don't hold it to the point that you're suppressing things or that you're not speaking your truth. You don't need to actually always be the chameleon. You don't need to be the shapeshifter. You don't need to be the person that's always pretending, you know what I mean? Also, with the Love of Balance card, that's basically saying that it's telling you that you have the ability to fix all of this if you want to. And it's also reminding you, should you reach out? Should you reach out to this person? Should you offer forgiveness? It's basically saying also that the ball is in your court. So if you did have a relationship end because of this situation, the shadow self and things that you haven't worked on, and you forgot the very simple rule of just simply love and forget the ego and the win-lose and all that drama, it's saying that it still can be fixed. Some of these situations might have happened during Mercury retrograde where there was miscommunication, or your shadow self rears its ugly head during retrograde, which usually it does because the inner self tends to show up more. Suppressed things tend to come out. So for some of you, you've had an argument with somebody, it's due to the shadow self. One or both of you forgot that the golden rule or the simple solution is to just love unconditionally, to the point that it's not worth letting petty disagreements affect you. And love abounds is basically just saying that you still have the ability to save this relationship, or save a potential relationship, or find a relationship you're looking for if you just apply yourself. So Pisces singles, that's basically what I have for you for the month of September 2022. Hopefully, this was helpful for you. If you actually listen to the reading and it's not too boring for you, you will actually get some good advice in there, because the story definitely makes sense. Please like, share, and subscribe if it did resonate. I appreciate your support. I hope you have a great rest of your month, and and I will see you next month. Thanks for all your support, donations, and everything. I appreciate it, and again, have a great month.